Hello lovely people, it's your lovely Abbie Dagrin and welcome back to my YouTube channel lovelies. Today I'll be continuing my natal chart analysis and I would like to shout out Cornflower92 for giving me the suggestion of doing Bill Burr as my next natal chart analysis. So please continue to give me suggestions because I will take them. So thank you so much, Cornflower92. And I will be doing him today as a natal chart analysis. I'll be speaking on his personality traits as well as his characteristic traits. So please stay tuned for the rest of my video, lovelies. If you have not yet become a part of the Abbie Dagrin family, then this is your calling to do so. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button and as well as that notification bell so you know when I upload videos on the daily. Also, please make sure you hit that like button because I know you guys will love this video. Last but not least, please make sure you share this video with everyone you know, whether it's your friends, your family members, anyone in general who's a fan of Bill Burr, or anyone who really loves natal charts. Bill Burr was born on June 10th, 1968, so this qualifies him to be a Gemini. So being a Gemini, he is ruled by Mercury, and he notes an air element as well as a mutable sign as well. So they tend to be very witty, very adaptable, and very curious. He tends to also be someone who loves books, adventures, and music. He's also someone who tends to be very smart, very intelligent because they are ruled by Mercury. Also, he's someone who's very bright, very intelligent, someone who's very energetic. Yes, Geminis have so much energy, and someone who has an infectious sense of humor, so he tends to be a funny person as well. And he loves to have fun. He is someone who loves to look at life as a game, and he's just having fun. Next up is his moon in Sagittarius, and with this placement he tends to be incredibly energetic with a carefree nature, and he has the will to explore the world. So having this placement, people just tend to be like fun people, and they just tend to be people who are just independent. They're very outspoken. They're not really too committed, but he is married. He's been married for a long time, so I guess other placements does help with his commitment. He's very warm-hearted, he's very adventurous, and sometimes he can be impulsive. Sometimes he is emotionally restless, but he always needs freedom, and he's someone who doesn't like emotional neediness. And also, he's very optimistic. He loves to have protection of his family. He's someone who has a cheerful home and just wants to keep that. Up next is his Mercury in Cancer, and it makes sense because even though he has a Gemini sun, you can have the Mercury before your sign, of your sign, or after your sign. So having a Mercury in Cancer, he tends to utilize his incredible listening skills to figure out what's going on below the surface. He's also someone who tends to like to communicate intuitively. He has a lot of intuition and he's very subconscious. He does have a lot of emotions when he's speaking, so it's important for us to listen to people with this placement when they're speaking. He also lets his emotion run his thought process, and sometimes he can have difficulty seeing life objectively. He is very intelligent, he has a great memory, and he is someone who forms an emotional bond with things that are very important to him. He loves tradition and he loves family as well, so this is a great placement. Next up is his Venus in Gemini, and with this placement he requires a lot of variety, fun, and spontaneousness in his relationship. He's someone who uses wit to attract others. He's very playful and maybe a tease. He wants a stimulating, lighthearted relationship, so he needs someone who can talk with him and someone who can talk endlessly and skip over deeper issues. So he wants someone who's just like a fun person who, if anything were to happen in the relationship, that's not too bad. You just keep moving. And he is someone who likes variety. He loves a taste that changes. He needs someone who gives him freedom. He's a natural flirt. He attracts with a promise of fun. He tends to omit rather than lie. He wants a good conversation, and he has good manners, and he has a big group of friends. So this makes so much sense about Bill. Next up is his Mars in Gemini, and this is the third placement he has in Gemini, so he does have a stellium in Gemini. So with this placement, he is a great communicator, and he's an effective speaker and thrives on the exchange of ideas. He's someone that turns his energy quickly to whatever that interests him. He may at times have a very short attention span, and it's difficult for him to complete tasks because of that. But he is a very interesting person, and he's someone who you would like to have around you. In regards to creativity, he loves to debate and argue, and it's usually in a spirit of friendly disagreement. He just likes to talk. He likes to disagree, but it's not any harm. He just loves to talk and just loves to have fun. And a disagreement, it's not serious. But sometimes people can say he could be overly aggressive and antagonize others. So that's something he will need to watch out in regards to his Mars in Gemini. Because even though he's doing it in a way of fun and it's just friendly, some people can see that he may get aggressive or antagonize others, and he may offend people not even intending to offend people. So anyone with this placement, that's the background on that. Next up is his Jupiter in Leo, and with this placement, he is someone who has a lot of confidence in himself, because that does come with having a Leo placement. Confidence comes right after that. So having confidence is something that he has, and if you look at Bill Burr and if you listen to his stand-up, you do see confidence. You don't see him being not confident. So that's something that makes sense. Obviously, he has popularity that comes with this confidence. So having this placement, he tends to be popular, and he is a popular person. He's been on TV for a while, and he does a lot of stand-up. He is the luckiest when he is in the lead and is working with others. He is good when he's surrounded by friends and family. Luck flows more effortlessly, and he tends to have the best times of the year when the sun is in Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. He's someone that has an abundance of energy, and that's what keeps him going all the time. Next up is his Saturn in Aries, and he tends to be more rational and thoughtful, and this can be used to his advantage. Having rationality is something that a lot of people can use to their advantage, just like people who are intuitive. They can use that to his advantage. And having this in the Aries placement, he is someone who's rational and someone who is going to make sure they're going to get what they want in life, and he's going to work hard in order to get it. So nothing or any blockade that comes in his life is going to stop him from accomplishing his dream. And this can be used to his advantage. This can really benefit him, because with his placement, he tends to be very diligent as well. So he's going to make sure that he works as he needs to work in order to accomplish his goal. So diligence is something that always comes to them. Obviously, too, they do have modesty, and that comes with this placement. And this is something that's great for him, and it shows a lot of his success. Next up is his Uranus in Virgo, and with this placement, he tends to have very amazing intuition, and he is able to assess a situation and move ahead in the right direction. And having this placement with the intuition is very important, because you're able to see what is good and what's not good. He is also someone who's well known for a degree of intensity with which you dislike normal, everyday routines and chores. He's also someone who loves to go out of his way to invent innovative things, unique things, and time-saving ways to perform the variety of routines of duties of living. And he's also attracted to things. So he's the type of person that is very innovative and would like to make people's life better in this world. So he would try in any way to improve people's life and improve things in this world. So he's very smart. Next up is his Neptune in Scorpio, and with this placement, it's actually one of the rarest signs that find more pleasure and inspiration from the darkest of places. So he's someone who's going to look into different things and find inspiration. And with this placement also, this makes sense as to why a lot of his humor is the way it is. As you guys know, he is a comedian, and he makes a lot of jokes about things that people who, are in this genre would not really make fun of. So this makes sense because he has a Neptune in Scorpio, and he's unafraid of the darker sides of life, and he's attracted to anything that is mystical or occult. And he's someone who has an understanding of deeper feelings, deeper emotions, and he's someone who seems to be very intuitive and understanding of people who have deeper thoughts just like him. So having this placement is really helpful and beneficial to him for his comedy. Next up is his Pluto in Virgo, and with this placement, he is quite adept to helping others and offering the practical care necessary to improve anyone's status. And because he was born between 1957 and 1972, he is a part of Generation X. He loves perfection and is a down-to-earth person. He has a down-to-earth attitude, personality, and this makes sense because it's an earth sign, so he's going to be down-to-earth, and he's a part of Generation X, which are the type of people who are very hardworking, very self-improving. They're very skilled. They love environmental things and technological things. Sometimes they do want to work as hard as they need to get achievements. However, sometimes they can work too hard and they can be tired. So making sure that they have the balance between work and themselves is important, and making sure they're not overdoing themselves is important. Next up is his North Node in Aries, and with this lovely placement, he's going to need to develop these attributes. So first things first, he's going to need to be more bold and assertive and initiator. He's going to need to use his energy and courage to inspire change. He has to identify with the warrior within, and that is very important because Aries are warriors. He needs to assert his self-will to overcome challenges. He needs to take risks and not be afraid to speak his mind. He needs to be the pioneering spirit of his generation. He does not need to be so concerned with what others think and want. He needs to follow the path of his own desire. Then there is no way that he can go wrong. He has surrounded himself with people who support his assertiveness and his boldness. And he most importantly needs to become the spiritual warrior that he is meant to be. Next up is his Chiron in Aries, and with this placement, he has a placement of the wound of not believing in himself. Sometimes he will compare himself to others and being self-engrossed. This is actually one of the hardest Chiron placements to have because usually the other placements, they tend to have problems with either a body part or whether it's an outside force, like the Gemini with speech, and it can be fixed. However, Chiron Aries is with themselves. They don't feel as though they are good enough. They have sometimes a low self-esteem, and sometimes it can really hurt them. So what they will need to do is to move forward with love in himself, accepting that everyone is different and he is everyone as well. He needs to also acknowledge his strengths and his weaknesses and know that his weaknesses can be used as his strengths and know that he has strengths. Next up is his rising/ascendant in Cancer, and with this placement, he tends to be someone who is very empathetic, very gentle, very patriotic, very moody. He is someone who's very protective of his loved ones and of himself, of his heart. He's very caring, he's very intuitive, he's very comfortable with himself. He's also someone who tends to just have a good relationship with others, and people just feel as though they just love them and just feel comfortable around him. He's someone who's also a loving person. So the appearance that you would get from Bill when you first meet him is that he's a very loving person. You do see his face. He has like a very friendly face, a very friendly demeanor. So people will feel comfortable around him, comfortable to come to him because he just has a great demeanor. Last but not least is his midheaven in Pisces. So with this midheaven, he is someone who gets to explore a little bit because there's really no particular occupation for him other than something spiritual. So he just needs to make up his job. So he can do something that deals with spirituality, so making films, writing books. And the funny thing about it is he has made films. So this is something that really accomplishes his midheaven, writing books. He is also someone that loves to go into poetry, anything that is service to others, and he loves to help people. He loves to be a spiritual guidance to others. So this is something that will come with having a Pisces midheaven, and these are some of the occupations that he would probably get into, but he is a comedian and he does a lot of things that are interesting. So it makes sense why he's doing what he does. So he's accomplishing his goal. That's all I have for you lovelies today in regards to Bill Burr's natal chart. Please let me know down below how you felt about it. Did you learn anything more about him? Did you get a better understanding as to who he is as a person? Please let me know down below. Also hit that subscribe button, that notification bell. Also hit that like button, share this video with everyone you know, and also please give me more suggestions down below as to who you would want me to do next. Also, if you have not yet followed me on all of my social media accounts, please do so, and also please support my Etsy store and as well as support my PayPal. I love you all. Please stay safe and healthy, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye lovelies.